Hello everyone, welcome to Data Science Simple. My name is Sebastian. Today we will be talking about loops in Python. But before we do so, remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, go to datasciencesimple.com where I have other content that is gonna be super useful for you in your path of becoming a data scientist. And the most important thing, today we will go over a notebook. The notebook is in the data science repo, so if you download it or you clone the repo or you get your hands on the notebook, it will be very useful for you because you will be able to type while you hear the video, and truly if you don't type, if you don't code, you don't learn. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so let's start saying that a loop it's nothing more than a piece of code that repeats itself until a certain condition is met. Now, we're going to start with the simplest case where we go over the elements of a list, printing them to a screen using a for loop. So, here we have a list called myList and it has some numbers in it. Then we create our loop, and a for loop starts with the word for. So we do for number in my list column. So what we're telling to Python here is to create a variable called number. And this variable is going to take the value of each one of the elements in the list. It's going to start with 0, then it's going to become 1, and so forth until it becomes 21. And after that, it gets out of the loop. And every time that happens, it's going to execute this line of code. Print to screen the number. Now, I want you to notice that we have indentation here. That's important because that indentation is telling Python that this is the line of code that is going to be in the loop. As you can see here, we have another statement where we are printing the sentence, I am out of the loop. And this line of code does not have indentation, meaning that this line of code will not be part of the loop. So when we run these lines of code, what we're going to get is each one of the elements in the list printed to a screen. And at the end, we're going to have the sentence, I am out of the loop. Let's take a look. Exactly what we wanted. Now, a for loop doesn't have to go over the elements of a list. It can go over the elements of any other object. For example, the elements of a string. Let's take a look. Here we have a string. We're gonna call it short string equals to ABC. And then we go in the for loop, we do for letter in short string, print the letter. And we get the letters ABC. All right, now we are only missing the while loop, so let's talk about it. While loop is slightly different than a for loop, and well, the main difference is that it starts with the word while, not with the word for. So here we have a counter, we're gonna make it equal to 0, and here we have our loop. So we do, while counter is less or equal than 4, print the value of counter and its value square, and then raise the value of the counter by 1. So what we're gonna have here is just a pair of numbers. Let's see what we get. Exactly what we wanted. But I want you to notice something. So, I mean, it prints 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9, 4, 16. But when it got to 4, it printed 4, 16 here, and then the counter became 5 in this line of code, and then it went out of the loop. So now the value of counter should be 5, right? Now, one last thing. If you forget to put this line of code here, then Python will be trapped in an infinite loop. You can try to comment this line of code and run it. But remember, if you do that, you have to kill the kernel. So you'll have to go here, kernel, and either restart or interrupt. Alright guys, there you have it. I hope you liked this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.